This is the ultimate PDF viewer that you can get for free. And I'm not messing around. We have got a PDF. This is actually the cover. And I'm going to show you ways of how you can do this with and without a cover. I'm going to click on the cover and I now see the PDF. I've got chevrons if I want to go backwards or forwards. I can even use the arrows on my keyboard as well to go left and right. I've got thumbnails at the bottom. Did you notice the thumbnails kind of scroll along as you move? Let's say I want to go to page 13. I can do that. I can even hit download and it's going to download the PDF if you want to enable that function. And I can also view full screen as well. And I can still hit left and right. And if we stop on this page and I hit escape, it takes me back to that specific page. And this is all with a code snippet. And by the way, you're going to have so much control. You can even stylize the buttons as well and the colors, whether you want to show the thumbnails, whether you want to show the download PDF or the view full screen. You can do all of this. And what about on the mobile? I'm not faking it here. I go and click it and the PDF opens. I can use the chevrons. I can still scroll along with the thumbnails and I could pick a different page. And rather than have a view full screen button on here, you can just pinch to go and zoom in and then look at your content. And guess what? This will even work inside of your loop grid if you're using custom fields to return the URLs for your images and your PDF. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. I'm going to show you how to do this right now. First thing you want to do is go and get the code snippets plugin that you can get for free from the WordPress repository. Go and install and activate that. Then go and click the link in the video description. Go and copy that code. And then go into snippets, click add new, give it a title, paste the code in. Now it is quite a lengthy bit of code. But don't worry, everything you do will be done within a shortcode. And I give you an example over here of what you could paste. But don't worry, I'm going to go through some examples to make it really clear for you. And please make sure you watch the entire video because towards the end is when I'm going to cover off the custom fields aspect, because there are a few things you need to take into account, but this is really simple to implement. It's important that you go and get the URLs for your PDFs and your images because we're going to use them in the shortcode. So go over to your PDF and go and get the URL, or if you have got images, go and get them as well. Now, I do want to point out that I had separate images for my desktop cover and a separate image for my mobile. I just want to show you that you can have a variety because I'm going to show you a really cool example that you could use, but maybe when you get to the mobile, you want to have a completely different image. And it will make sense when I come to show you. And like I said, we are going to revisit the URL aspect when we come to look at advanced custom fields within your loop grid. Yes, you can make this dynamic. So you got your URLs, you got the code. Now let's go and implement it. So here's example number one. We have an instant PDF. There is no cover image. As soon as you land on the page or you go into a pop-up or wherever, you see the PDF. There is no cover image. So here we see page one, and at the bottom it says page one of 49 pages. So it's letting you know what there is. And if I now go and click the chevron, it will go to page two, or I could even use the keyboard arrows left and right. So let me show you how we did this. What you'll do is drag a shortcode widget onto your page. You can drop it wherever you want, okay? And then inside of there, you pop your square bracket and you start off with PDF view. Okay, PDF in capitals and the view is in lowercase. And then you close off with a square bracket as well. And it's what you pop into that shortcode. Like we have got a lot there, right? You don't have to use them all because I'm just going to show you an instant PDF. So I've got PDF equals, and then over here, I've gone and dropped in the URL for my PDF. Now, when it comes to advanced custom fields, we're going to do something a little bit different. So make sure you watch the full video. And then underneath that, I've then specified what is my PDF width and height and what is the height and width when we get to the mobile. So you can control this, okay? So if you want to pop in your pixel values, whatever, you can go for it. And then the other bit of control I'm giving you is the chevron color, the chevron size, and the chevron margin. So when I change the color, you can now see it's changed on screen. At the moment, it just defaults to black, but that's entirely up to you what you want to go for. So that is the simple example number one. Instant PDF that's going to open on, well, it's going to be open on screen when you load the page up. You don't need to pop in loads of other variables. Now let's have a look at example number two. So this time, again, we do not have a cover. It is the instant PDF, so you don't have to click any cover to see it. It's open there for you. But now we are going to show the two buttons. So download PDF and view in full screen. and we're going to show the thumbnails as well. So now let me show you the other shortcode. Obviously, this is going to be lengthier. So again, we have the shortcode widget. I've got PDF view, then underneath PDF equals, and then you pop in the URL for the PDF. I've gone and set my PDF width and height, my mobile PDF width and height, my chevron colors and all of that. And then I've said show thumbnails equals yes. Now, if you want, you could go and just set that to be no, and the thumbnails will now disappear. We can set it to be yes or no. We can set the color as well. So at the moment, notice there's a black color going around the border. If I click on this page, can you see that black border appear? You can make it thinner or wider if you want. If you want to make it closer to your PDF, go and reduce the margin top from 40 pixels to whatever you want, really. You can even make it have more distance, which probably ain't a good idea. And when you get to the mobile, you might find that you want to increase the spacing. I have found that when you get to mobile, sometimes you might get a bit of overlap. So just because you've used a value for the desktop, when you get to the mobile version, you might just want to modify that. But you'll see what you get when you actually, purge your site or whatever and then look at it on a mobile. You'll get to see what's happening. For the show downloads, we can set that to be yes or no. And then you got a range of options here. The download background color, which I've currently got to FF0050. What is the color of the font? What is the color of the background and the font when you hover? So look over here right now, we have a change in color. Your border color, your font size, your weighting, you have a range of options down here. Now, you don't have to use them all. You could just use a default. But I wanted to give you a ton of control that you don't get in a lot of premium PDF viewing bits of kit and software and tools and stuff out there. Because I feel like I don't like it when a lot of people end up having to pay just to embed PDFs. And this works on the mobile, okay? I'm telling you, everything I'm showing you today, even with the loop grid, everything works perfectly fine. And then we got the show full screen, and it's just like what we had above. You can hit it on yes or no. Look, I'll show you. If I just go and make this be no, can you now see we have download PDF and the other button has disappeared? Let's just pop it back in. And again, your background color, your font color, what happens when you hover? Are you going to have a border color? You can even do your border radius, right? So if you don't want to have it rounded, set it to 0, set it to 2 pixel. Smash the like button if you are liking the options I've popped in here. Now, I could have done a few more, but I kind of had to stop because I didn't want to make this too overpowering. This is not a plugin. This is a code snippet. There is no settings tab. Why? Because you do everything within the shortcode, okay? And then you know what you've done. And if you want to modify, you just jump back in and you can do that. That was example number 2. And as a reminder, view full screen, right? It works. It's pretty clear. And I'm going to show you an example of a book as an ebook as well. What does that look like on full screen? Now let's go to example number 3. This is where we do have a cover. This is an exact copy of the code we had above. The only difference is I'm now adding in 2 extra variables. So what will happen is I'll click on the cover and then the PDF appears, and obviously you got your thumbnail, the buttons, you decide what you want to show. The main difference is the bit over here. So cover equals, and you pop in your URL. If you are going to have a different mobile cover, go and pop that URL in as well. And then you can obviously go and set your sizes. So now I'm doing the cover width and height, and I'm also doing the mobile cover width and height. You don't need to set them if you're not going to have them. Now, what if you don't have a different mobile image? Well, all you got to do is either delete the line or just leave it as empty. So speech mark, speech mark. Now, when that is empty, it will use the same cover image on your desktop or your mobile. So you don't have to have a different one. But if you really did want a different one, you could do. Now, why would you do that? Well, let me now show you another example. Imagine you've got a section where you're explaining something. It could be a product, could be a service, could be something about your business. And you now want to share further details. It could even be a book, right? Imagine you're an author and you're describing your book. You got your blurb, but now you want to reveal to them like chapter 1. On the right-hand side or somewhere else on your page, you could have a cover image. It could be the cover of the book, maybe. It could be like a flow chart. It could be anything you want. That's an image, and you can have your text inside or on the image. Then when they click the image, it will now reveal it, and they could either, use the chevrons. They could use the arrows on your keyboard. They could scroll down and click. Sorry, I'm hiding half of this because of where I'm currently positioned, but they could click on a thumbnail as well, and it will just jump to where they want to go to, or they could scroll very far and jump to page 37. And don't forget, you have the buttons enabled if you wanted to enable them. This is how useful this could be for so many of you for free. And obviously, when you get to the mobile version, if you had it in a section with text and then you got the PDF there, you would just, use your column and put it below or however you want to do it. Now let me get onto the loop grid. So let's say now I want to have a loop grid, and inside of there, I'm going to have loads of different ebooks, whatever. And I want every time you click it, it's going to open up and let you, scroll, read it, view full screen and all of that. What you need to do is ensure that your PDF, your cover image and your mobile image, by the way, you don't have to use them all. Please don't forget, you can decide what you want to use. You got to make sure they are inside of a custom post type and you have some custom fields. So inside of the advanced custom fields plugin that you can get for free, I have created a custom post type, and this is called books. The post type key for it is also books, and I've just enabled for the title and the custom fields to be visible. I don't need to see everything else, all right? Because I'm going to feed custom fields into here. So when I then go to field groups and I go to the books ACF, you're going to see that I have 3 fields, okay? Cover image, mobile image, and PDF. The cover image is just an image field, okay? It's called cover image, but the important bit is the field name, cover_image. Now, here's the other important bit that you must not skip. The return format is image URL. By default, it will be image array. Make sure it's image URL. And I've set it to be library all, so I could either upload it or I could just select one from my library. Then we go to the mobile image, which is exactly the same image field. Mobile_image is the field name, image URL, and the library is all. And then we go down to PDF. This is a file, okay? Do not make the mistake of putting in the URL field that you will find over there. Even though it is a URL, we're going to select a file from our media library. The PDF is the label and the name is PDF. Please bear in mind, though, that if it is a lowercase PDF, which is what it will be, that is what we are going to be using later on, and this will become clear in a moment. The return value must be file URL. Do not use file array, okay? File URL. And again, we set it to library, and if we scroll down here, you'll see the settings, the rule. This fields will be part of books, okay? Don't leave it as post. Make sure you pick book and then go and hit save changes. And here's 2 that I went and created earlier. I've gone and added in 2 books, how to start a web design business, and this one's called another one. Let me just go and hit edit so you understand it. So I've got my PDF, I've got my mobile image and my cover image. I'm actually just going to get rid of all of these just to show you how easy it is. So here we are inside of the custom post type for books with our 3 fields. I'm going to select my PDF and I'm going to pick that one over there. I'm now going to go and select a mobile image and I'm going to pick this image. And for my cover image, I'll pick this one. Just to show you that if you wanted to have different sized images or different looking images, because maybe on the mobile you want to say less, but on the desktop you got bigger estate, wider horizontal estate, and you want to show more. And that's the other really cool thing. Your cover image could be like a horizontal landscape image. And when you click it, you then get the portrait vertical PDF with the icons and everything below. Once that's done, go over to your page and drop in a loop grid. Then click Add Template and go and modify your template. Now, I'm going to keep this really simple. I've just gone and added in the post title, so you'll have that. You could be above or below. Then drop in the shortcode widget. Now, here's the big difference, right? First thing I'm going to do is paste in a copy of one of the codes I had above. And what you're going to get is like pre-selected or manually entered URLs. I do not want that. I want it to dynamically fetch. This is brilliant in how this works. Get rid of the items that sit inside of PDF. So we have PDF and it should now just say speech mark and speech mark. What I'm going to do, though, is rather than dropping in the URL, I'm going to type PDF in lowercase because that's the name of the field, right? Not the label, it's the name. For the cover, I'm going to get rid of the URL, and into the speech marks, I'm going to type in cover_image. And for the mobile cover, I'm going to get rid of the URL that was already in there, and I'm going to type in mobile_image. And that's basically it. That's all you had to do to pull through dynamically into your loop grid your PDFs and your images that you would put into the custom post type. I'm then going to hit save and back. And of course, if you are using loop grid, look, you can see them already brought over. what you got to make sure is that inside of the content tab, scroll down, and where you have a query, make sure you pick the right post type. Because if it just says posts, you will have done all that and you're not going to see anything. So make sure you pick that. So here's my loop grid. I've got my 2 items coming through. I'm going to click this one and look, I've got my thumbnails, my buttons and all of that. I can, hit the thumbnails and it will take me to the page. You can use the left and right if you want, or you could use the chevrons to go left or right. Or I could hit view full screen and hit escape and I'm back again. I do want to point out though, that if you do hit view full screen and I go over to this page, I think I already mentioned this, but I'm going to say it again. I'm on this page. When you hit escape, it will be there. This is so cool. So there you go. I've got that open. But what about this other one? Watch this, right? I click it and that is now also open simultaneously, right? I can, again, look, I mean, this is 199 pages. How quick is it loaded that through? Because what it does is it batches it in 20. So if I just show you, watch the scroll bar if I refresh this page. Watch what happens when I click it. You're going to see the scroll bar moving, right? Look, can you see it? It just shrink, shrink, shrink. So it does it in batches of 20 rather than doing the whole thing and then you get a bit of a lag or delay. You can jump around, read the pages, or like I said, view full screen. And, we can read the pages. Do what you want with it. And don't forget, you want to come out of it, go and hit escape. Do you remember that I had a completely different image for the mobile? We're still inside of the loop grid. We're still on the same page. I'm going to click it and I can now start to scroll around. I can pick a different page. I can start reading. I can zoom in and out. I can use the chevrons, or I could just scroll down and open up a completely different document. And the thumbnails just scroll magically. The code is there and you got an example over here, and I do remind you of what to do with the ACF over here in the description as well. Is this a game changer for embedding PDFs on your website, WordPress website, wherever you want to stick it? Of course it is. Does it work on mobile? Yes. Is it free? Absolutely. It's open source code. If you want to tinker with it, do something with it, go ahead. I don't mind. I'd love to see where your imagination takes you. There are so many other solutions out there. A lot of them are premium, but I often find that you lose a bit of control. Now then, I am giving you a ton of stuff you can do with this, but you don't have some features like jumping to a certain page, certain types of, viewing full screen and other zoom in, zoom out features, or printing. I'm sure the code could be adapted. And that's over to you. Go and have a go with it. But I think for a majority of people that just wanted to embed a PDF on their web page or have it viewable on the mobile or inside of a loop grid, did you see how amazing and easy it was to build that? This code changes the game for PDFs forever. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll see you soon. Bye.